up? My name is Zoh and welcome to my YouTube channel. Originally I was gonna start with a get to know me, but I felt like that would prolong me posting this video, and I also kind of wanted to get my room situated before I even hopped on YouTube, because but I just felt like it would prolong the video and I wouldn't even be here right now, so I just decided to just put the video out. So today's video we will be discussing how to travel alone for beginners, traveling alone for beginners. And I do include people who have traveled when they were younger as beginners, because you're 18 now and you haven't traveled alone, so you're a beginner. So if you see me looking down, I created a list. So yeah. So the first on my list is to make a copy of important documents. This wasn't first on my list, but when I was in Paris, my cousin kind of told me of a situation that occurred. I'm not gonna get into it, but basically, in case of emergency, in case there's a terrorist attack, you lose your passport, or just something happens to your documents, you need to have all your information in order to go to the embassy and present it to them and be like, hey, I'm a US citizen, or wherever you're from, and they can help you out and send you on your merry way back to your country. So have your whatever document, so have it scanned and emailed to your computer, and then you could email it to a friend or family or someone you trust. And then you want to have a hard copy for whenever you're out of the country. That way, if you don't have access to the internet, you have the hard copy with you to go to the embassy. So tips or tricks number 2, I guess, is knowing where your embassy is. I feel like that's kind of common sense, but yes, you have to know where your embassy is in order for you to kind of go to them and be like, hey, some niggas just robbed me, so y'all gonna help me or what? So that's 2. 3, make sure you tell somebody you're going out the country, because a lot of the times people tend to travel without letting someone know that they're going out the country. Me personally, I like to leave my location on, just one person. I don't need my mama knowing where I'm at. She gonna be like, didn't you say you was staying at an Airbnb? Why you at a hotel such and such? Like, girl, you don't need to be worried. But yes, make sure you let someone know. That's very important. Traveling anywhere could be dangerous, so someone needs to know where you at. And I'm not saying every time, as soon as you get into your your hotel or your Airbnb, you could just turn off your location. Yeah, so that leads me into number 4. Make sure you call your bank to let them know you're traveling, because you're gonna be real tight when you sit down. You had your appetizer, your main course, and your dessert, and you're just you're just full and shit. And the bill comes back and it's $100 or whatever, and then you give her your card or him your card, and they come back excuse me, sir, your card declined. Oh, decline? What you mean decline? Sir, your card, ça marche plus. Ton banque dit non. Tu n'as pas d'argent. Your bank, it's declined, sir. So you want to make sure that you call your bank and let them know that you're going out of the country. That way that they know that you're not in wherever you are, your home base. So if there's any activity, okay, for example, I'm using my Paris trip. I had to let them know that I was going in Paris, because if I didn't let them know that I was going in Paris, then what would happen when I was trying to make a transaction in Paris is my card would decline. So you want to make sure that you tell your bank that I'm going here. Otherwise, you're gonna be stuck in the country without a way to pay for anything. That's that on that. I'm gonna piggyback a little bit. Make sure your booking is together, and I'm letting y'all know this through experience. You want to make sure that your booking is together. So when I say make sure your booking is together, your seat, you have your ticket, and you have your meal, and you have your luggage. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about my experience. So basically, long story short, I didn't have luggage coming back from Paris, so I had to send money back home to a friend that I trusted, and she had to pay for my luggage, because what was going on is I was trying to pay for the luggage through the website, and the card kept declining because it needed authorization, basically like that. And then another thing is, while I was on the airplane, my car, the fuck is going on? When I was on the plane, I didn't get a meal because I thought I had like put it in, but like if having a meal is not important to you, then it doesn't really fucking matter. But if you know you're that type of person where like you have to eat while you're 7 hours in the air, then I would suggest making sure the meal is in there. What else? Am I missing something? Okay, so yeah, those are the few things to look at when you're like booking your ticket. Just like making sure like everything's there and you have everything situated, like you have your seat, because sometimes when you order through a third party, everything's not included. So that's just that. And then another thing that's not added on my list, but I will add it on my list, is make sure you call your hotel before you get there to make sure that your booking is confirmed. And I would suggest to do that at least a week before and 3 days before you head out. Call your thing, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So another tip is to arrive 2 to 3 hours early. 2 to 3 hours early, because what happens is some people come like an hour early, or some even like, I don't know, like 30 minutes. And like what happens is the line is very long and it takes forever for you to get processed. And because what happens is people tend to come a little bit later, and that because like people have different, you know, time to arrive at the plane or whatever. So you want to make sure you arrive earlier, that way you won't be stuck, I'm gonna say traffic, and like you just speed through like everything, speed through TSA and just the whole process, and it's just easier for you. Speaking of TSA, you want to make sure that you don't have any large bottles. You want to make sure you don't have any large bottles. Let me see. So if the bottles are large like this is my organic olive and coconut oil. If it's large like this, you're not getting on it. If it's in your carry-on, on your backpack, they're not gonna allow you to do. So what happened with me is I basically had to throw out all my skincare product. I was so tight because I just bought it the day of. So you just make sure you don't have that. So avoid like huge liquids and creams and stuff like that, because they will tell you to like either go back out and put it in your carry-on or throw it out. In my case, I would just like throw it out because I'm not joining the line again. You got me fucked up, period. So you want to do that. You want to dress comfortable. You want to dress comfortable because you're gonna be, depending on where you're going, you're gonna be you're gonna be in a plane for a very long time. So you want to make sure that you are comfortable. You want to make sure you're comfortable. You have like, you're able to move your legs around. If you're a dude, you don't want to make sure, you know, crotch is squished. If you're a girl, I don't know what, I don't know what works down there, you know, strictly dickly over here. But yeah, just be comfortable. If you are traveling, you'll get a carry-on, And if you include it, you'll have a luggage, and you also have a personal bag, which is your backpack or like a big ass purse, you know what I'm saying? So technically you have 3 bags, for those who don't know. If you include your luggage, if you like add luggage, you'll have 3 bags. So that's more space. And I would say travel light, you know, pick out a few things that you're gonna wear. Unfortunately for me, I packed a lot of stuff and I ended up not wearing some. So just pack, you know, lightly, because you're gonna want to bring back more stuff. Make sure you weigh your luggage before you get to the airport. That way you'll have like enough room and like you don't have to pay extra. And another trick to like make your luggage light is to put some stuff in your personal bag, because they don't check that. They don't weight it or anything. So like make sure you stuff that shit in. So lastly, what I think is the most important when traveling is be mindful of where you're going. Do your research. Pay attention to your surroundings. If you feel like there's something shady, listen to your intuition and walk away. It is never too late to walk away. And I think that's very important when you're traveling. Be very mindful of your surrounding, you know. And lastly, be respectful. And I'm talking to the Americans. I'm talking to the Americans. Be respectful, because a lot of times when Americans travel, and not all of us are like, well, I'm not American, sorry. But a lot of times when Americans travel, they tend to be very self-entitled, like, why you don't speak this, why you don't have this, why you don't have this. You're in another country, so what you're used to, it's not gonna be there. So you have to be respectful when traveling. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Over time, the quality of this video will get better. I will be having a room, I don't know what to call it, like a room decor, like DIY, whatever, because I will be changing like this whole setup. And I will have a video on that. I bought some stuff from Paris, so I will do a thrift shop haul, because I didn't go to like, I went to like the big stores, but like I mainly thrift shopped it while I was there. So I will have a video on that coming, so watch out for that little bitch.